Hello everyone, I'm about to begin the second test on the Kydex press that I bought for the purpose of heating up Kydex to approximately 330 degrees so I can go ahead and start molding holsters and do what I do. Anyway, I've got the press now set to 360 degrees. It fluctuates between 360 and 364, 65. And I also have it set to 180 seconds. So the Kydex will be in the press for about 3 minutes. 3 minutes exactly. Let me show you the piece of Kydex I'll be heating up. It's just a 0.8 piece of Kydex, 6x6. There's no shininess, just a regular old piece of Kydex. It does have to go on the press with the shiny side up, and the press comes with a Teflon sheet that we use to protect the Kydex. So I'll go ahead and start the process by simply closing the press, and that'll automatically kick off the timer, which is the number on the bottom. Once the 3 minutes are up, I'll get a beep, and I'll be able to open up the press and take a reading of the Kydex and show you the front side of the Kydex and show you that the press does not create any kind of shininess on the Kydex, thereby ruining it or causing issues, aesthetic issues. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start the process. 3 minutes. And the countdown begins. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, the press says it's ready. Here we go. $306, 307. So it appears I'm going to have to bump the time up and try it again. Alright guys, you know what? I think I'm going to try something different. I'm going to go ahead and before I put the Kydex in, I'm going to close the press onto the bottom and preheat the bottom to roughly, I don't know, 150 degrees or so for about 15 seconds. That should do about what I need, so that the bottom side of the press is not absorbing the heat that the Kydex should be absorbing, allowing it to get up to 330. I'm going to sign off and try this again once I get this piece of Kydex to cool down enough to start the process again. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright everyone, I'm going to go ahead and take a reading of the piece of Kydex I will be testing. I'm sitting at 80 degrees, which is, I guess, good enough. You can consider that room temperature. Again, I'm going to go ahead and close the press onto the Teflon sheet only for about, I don't know, 15-20 seconds, and preheat the bottom of the press because the only heat source on this press is on the top. So maybe that'll allow me to make sure that I get that Kydex up to 330 degrees by preheating the bottom, then heating up the Kydex for 3 minutes at 360. Alright, go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and watch the timer. So let's say I'm going to use 30 seconds. So right at about 150 or so, I'm going to put the Kydex in, shiny side up. I'm going to go to 150. Shiny side up, Teflon on top, and close the lid again and go to 3 minutes and see what kind of temperature I achieve on the Kydex. Here we go, 30 seconds. Teflon out, Kydex shiny side up, Teflon in, press down. There we go. 3 minutes. My first couple of tests were a little bit I don't know, I guess I got to find the sweet spot for the heat press, and I suspect once I find the proper settings, this will be easily repeatable. Achieving that 335 degree optimal temperature will be duplicatable, I guess, if that's a word. Anyway, if not, if 3 minutes at 360 is not going to do it, and I'm going to go ahead and bump the temperature up to about 390 for 3 minutes and see if I can achieve 330. Or if I don't know quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but I may simply just bump the time up to 4 minutes and leave it at 360 so that I don't put excessive heat on the Kydex and creating some issues on the Kydex itself. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I suspect that I'll do that the second option, 360 for about 4 minutes, and we'll see what happens. Again, the Kydex, when it was put into the press, was sitting at 80 Fahrenheit. The temperature outside right now is about 45, but the Kydex had cooled down enough from my last test to attempt another test. 80, I guess, can be considered room temperature, depending where you're at, or if you're working in a heated shop, or if you're working in the summer in a garage or so. About a minute left, and then we can go ahead and take a reading from the Kydex. Again, I'm simply not going to mess with the Kydex too much when I open the press. I'm simply going to take the Teflon and the Kydex, which sticks a little bit, not a big deal, comes right off. Simply flip it and take a reading. Or maybe I'll just try to attempt to remove the Kydex from the Teflon and take a reading from the shiny side of the Kydex. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what happens. Whatever's easier, whatever's quicker, because I want to take a reading right away and not wait and lose temperature off the Kydex. Alright, my heat press is sitting at 355. Got about 25, 24, 23 seconds left, and then the timer will go off and we'll open up and go. Alright, switching hands here. The press is spring loaded, so it sits on the Kydex without you having to hold the press down on it. And 3, 2, 1. There we go. It came right off, no big deal. And now I take a reading. 336. Yes, this is what I've been looking for. Absolutely awesome. It's cooling down quickly. But as you can see, I have achieved 336 with the press without making the Kydex shiny. And again, it's pliable like any other piece of workable Kydex, any other piece you would get out of a toaster oven. It's obviously pliable. And I have achieved that magic number 330. So I suspect that my first holsters are going to be built or heated up with the Kydex for the holsters is going to be heated up to 360 with the press set 360 for 180 minutes. 180 minutes. And wow. And that should do it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, guys. Hopefully this is going to be some help to you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. This is Bo from Allied Holsters. I also like to do other things. This is a new thing for me. I haven't done a whole lot of holsters yet, but I've been working on getting tooled up to get started. I bought a holster from Tony at Multi Holsters, and I just simply fell in love with the holster itself, and the process just seemed like something that I wanted to do. And I've been working on getting tooled up and ready and practicing and finding different processes that I think are going to work for me. I'm a pretty handy guy, and I've been simply just tooling up. One of the things I've done is built a press with a scissor jack that it's going to allow me to quickly put pressure on the Kydex and not waste any time. It's going to be ran with a impact drill for a speedy press. It's built out of MDF, 1/2 inch threaded rods. I used some PVC to create some bushings on the MDF piece in the middle. That's actually a floater. This is how this works. If you don't know, I'm sure you've seen them. Is that once you engage the scissor jack up or down, the floater simply just, the floater piece, the middle piece, simply just race up and down and put pressure on the foam or release as needed. I enforced the top of the press with some 2x6 or 2x8 just to make sure I didn't crack it. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you a little rundown on that as well. I'll have a holster done here in about 3 days once I get some time, and I'll go ahead and post my results online. Again, thanks again, Bo from Allied Holsters, and I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks. Bye.